In the frozen silence of winter, when hunger gnaws and the wind cuts like knives, a shadow stirs in the pines. It is gaunt, with skin stretched thin over bone, its lips torn, its eyes burning with an endless hunger. It is the Wendigo, a spirit of famine, a curse of the north, a monster born when man himself gives in to hunger's darkest call. But where did the first whispers of this creature begin? What kind of world gave rise to such a fear? What powers did people believe it carried? And why does this legend still haunt us today? Stay with us till the end, for the Wendigo is more than legend. It is the fear that waits in us all. The world of the Wendigo was the world of the northern Algonquian peoples, the Cree, the Ojibwe, the Innu, and others who lived in the vast boreal forests of Canada and the Great Lakes. Here, winter was not just a season, it was survival's greatest trial. Temperatures dropped below freezing for months, snow buried the land, food ran thin, and hunger pressed against the walls of every lodge. In such a world, famine was not only a danger of the body, it was a danger of the spirit. To eat your fill while others starved was shameful. To take more than you share, unforgivable. And to eat the flesh of your own kind, that was the ultimate horror. It is in this world of hunger, fear, and moral boundaries that the Wendigo was born. So where did the first whispers of the Wendigo begin? Among the Algonquian peoples, the Wendigo was not a simple monster. It was a teaching, a warning that greed and hunger could consume a person until nothing human remained. The name itself comes in many forms: Wendigo, Windikook, Witico. Though spellings differ, the meaning is tied to excess, cannibalism, and corruption. In early reports recorded by missionaries and fur traders in the 17th and 18th centuries, they spoke of a being that haunted the northern tribes. Some described it as a giant, towering over the trees. Others said it was a spirit that could enter a man and twist him from within. For the first believers, the Wendigo was not an outsider. It was the danger that any person, friend, neighbor, or family might fall to if they broke the greatest taboo, consuming human flesh in the desperate cold. But what kind of world gave rise to such a fear? Life in the northern forests was harsh. Villagers hunted moose, caribou, and beaver, fished the rivers, and gathered berries in summer. But when winter came early, or the animals vanished, starvation followed. This struggle shaped their stories. To resist greed was not just noble, it was survival. Sharing food kept the community alive. Hoarding or taking what was forbidden could doom all. The Wendigo embodied the opposite of this law. It was hunger without limit. A person who fell to greed or consumed human flesh was thought to be taken by the Wendigo spirit. And this way, myth was not just story, it was morality. A way of holding the line against the despair when the snows came and bellies ached. This is one of many myths we've explored, from vampires to jinn to werewolves. You'll find them all here on Chronica, Arcana. So what powers did the Wendigo hold? Legends say it was impossibly gaunt, its ribs sharp against its skin, lips chewed or missing, eyes burning with hunger. Yet, despite its thinness, it was stronger than any man, and it could run through forests with tireless speed. In many stories, the Wendigo grew as it fed. The more it ate, the larger it became. Its hunger never satisfied. Some said it was taller than the pines, its heart trapped in a prison of ice. But the Wendigo was more than a beast of flesh. It was also a spirit of possession, a man could feel the Wendigo enter his heart, a craving for human flesh that no prayer or food could cure. Once taken, he was lost. His hunger grew until he killed, and in killing became the very thing he feared. The role of the Wendigo then was clear. It was the ultimate punishment for greed, selfishness, and cannibalism. But what happened when people believed the Wendigo had appeared? Stories tell of hunters vanishing into the snow, returning with a hunger in their eyes and violence in their hands. Families whisper that the Wendigo spirit had entered them. Communities sometimes performed rituals or sought the help of shamans to drive the spirit away. In desperate cases, suspected Wendigos were killed for fear that one man's hunger might doom the entire village. European settlers later recorded tales of Wendigo psychosis, cases where men, even when food was near, craved human flesh. Whether real illness, myth, or misunderstanding, it spread fear that the Wendigo was not just legend, but something that could grip the mind. To defend themselves, people turned to taboos and ritual. Sharing food, respecting the hunt, and avoiding greed were ways to keep the Wendigo at bay. The lesson was simple. Resist hunger's darkest call, or become the monster yourself. So why does the Wendigo endure? For the Algonquian peoples, it remains a symbol of imbalance, of what happens when a person breaks the bonds of community and morality. It is not just hunger that makes a Wendigo, but greed without end. In the 19th and 20th centuries, writers and anthropologists carried the tale into wider audiences. The Wendigo entered literature, appearing in stories like Algernon Blackwood's 1910 horror tale, and later in popular culture, novels, films, and games. But modern depictions often stray. Antlers, deer skulls, or monstrous forms are inventions of horror art, not the original stories. To the Algonquian peoples, the Wendigo was human-like, gaunt, and terrible, precisely because it was once one of them. Today, psychologists use Wendigo as a metaphor for insatiable hunger, not of flesh, but of consumption, greed, and endless desire. In a world where resources are strained and appetites seem limitless, the old fear still feels close. And so the people warned their children, do not take more than you share. Do not give in to hunger's whisper. For when greed grows unchecked, the Wendigo walks again, thin, hollow, and waiting in the snow. This was Chronica Arcana, the myth of the Wendigo. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Make sure you also like and subscribe, as it helps the channel tremendously.